Everybody, it's me, John Ward, and I am back with another Dark Park Film Reviews. And today we are going to be looking at Tom Cruise video number 2. This is all my Blu-ray films. I got 2 good stacks here, and I'm going to try my best to limit the special features that I list. I keep saying I'm only gonna name them if they matter, and then an hour later, or longer, we're still going on. So I'll try to do my best to limit them. But there are a fair amount of Blu-rays here. Some are duplicates, but they're different. The same but different. And this is where the real collecting as far as movies goes with me. So up here, these are all the DVDs that you saw in the last video. So this is kind of nothing, compared to the Blu-rays that I have here. So let's get going. These are in order, as close to the order that I could get them in, on how they were made. So if it's like Mission Impossible, it's not just going to be Mission Impossible 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's going to be like Mission Impossible. Then down here will be Mission Impossible 2. Then down here will be Mission Impossible 3. So they're in the order of which they were, that they came out in the theater. So let's start with his first film. He only had 30 seconds in this movie. That 30 seconds can be seen on YouTube, which is also a great place to watch Tom Cruise stuff. I mean, you have Patrick H. Willems, who I've mentioned many times, with Michael Bay. He also discusses in detail the Fast and the Furious films. He does discuss Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible movies because he's a big fan of that. That's a good place. The Mr. Sunday movies with their Caravan of Garbage, right before Dead Reckoning came out, they did review all the Mission Impossible films. And the one thing that they did on each review is his hair. They reviewed his hair in each video. There is a video out there called Why Tom Cruise Runs, something like that, or Why We Should Care. Sorry, I got a thing in my eye. Why We Should Care That Tom Cruise Runs. And it's a whole video on Tom Cruise running. So it's from the very start to whatever movie came out at that moment. We find out actually that Tom Cruise actually trained to run like he does, to run as fast as he does with his hands like this. There's a great video out there on, Tony Scott, which kind of goes along with the Michael Bay stuff. So there's a lot of sources where you can watch Tom Cruise stuff. Tubi also has some good documentaries on Tom Cruise. So the first film that I'm speaking of with the 30 seconds, this is kind of a creepy movie, but I think I'm probably only going to watch it once, but it's Endless Love. And this is with Brooke Shields. So she is 15, he's 17. The love every parent's fear. I think he turns 18 in the movie or something. But it's from Shout Select, which is Shout Factory. And it's numbered on the side. This is number 86. It's a very weird film. It's based on a book, and I don't think the author was a big fan of the film. But yeah, she's 15, he's 17. It's actually an obsession movie. He becomes obsessed with her, and his life gets destroyed. Hers pretty much goes on normal, except that he accidentally burns down her house. It is a weird movie. And I believe, it's from the director of Romeo and Juliet from the 70s. It's a weird film. I don't think I would ever watch this again. I mean, probably if I was looked at it more as an obsession movie. I could watch it. But yeah, there's a scene where I think they're in high school. It's during it's where they're out for like PE, and the guy here is talking about Brooke's character, and it's interesting that Tom Cruise is in this, and Brooke Shields is in this, and then later on during that weird period of him, with all the Scientology and jumping on sofas and Mission Impossible 3 and all this, that he then bashed on, Brooke Shields for using, antidepressants after her pregnancy. So they did know each other. But it's during PE, and the Cruise comes onto the screen. I think tells him that he should burn like wet newspapers on her family's house, like on their porch, and that would get her attention or something. But because they're wet, it only smokes, but it ends up burning down the house. This has a new 2K scan, featured length commentary, interview with one of the actors, interview with one of the actresses, another interview with an actor, archival interview with one of the actresses, and I think, yeah, so Martin Hewitt, he is interviewed. There's a new interview with him. But Shelley Knight, I don't think there's people I recognize, but I just don't know their names in this. It's a really weird film. So, but it just 1981. So it just goes into the collection. This is the film we all know Tom Cruise for. This is what made him the household name. I believe this is going to be getting a Criterion release, according to my buddy Jonathan Moody. He sent me a link. So I think sometime this year, there's going to be a Criterion version of Risky Business. Still one of his best, still one of his most iconic roles. Because of this film, Ray-Ban's stock skyrocketed. This also has Rebecca De Mornay in it. She is absolutely gorgeous in this film. This is R. This is a very R-rated film. Of course, it has the iconic underwear scene in it, where he's singing Bob Seger. Paul Brickman directed this. I think he went off to go do Meet Joe Black. Could be wrong about that. What did he do after this? Don't quote me on that. I might be getting him confused with the director of, I think it's Martin Brest, who did Beverly Hills Cop. Scratch that. So scratch that. I would have to look it up. I'm not sure what he did. I don't think he did much after this. This is one of those David Geffen films where there was the rumor that Cruise was David Geffen's houseboy, and that's how he got the gig. I don't know if that's true or not. The special features on this, exclusive to Blu-ray video commentary. So now this is the second video commentary, not audio, but video, by Tom Cruise, Paul Brickman, and John Avnet, who's one of the producers. Great movie. Great soundtrack, too. Tangerine Dream. Now, they don't list a lot in the credits here. This also has, like, Booger is in it from Revenge of the Nerds. It's got What's-His-Face from Perfect Strangers. There's actually some people in this, Guido the Killer Pimp. So I'm surprised that they don't have more credits on here. But this is 83. So not long after Endless Love. And then, of course, now we have the film that made Cruise a star, an absolute star and household name. That is Top Gun. This is the steelbook of it. It's the Blu-ray DVD digital copy, 13th anniversary. I did not own Top Gun before I got this. I saw the case and I'm like, oh, I got to own that. Let's see if it still holds up. And it does. It's got its paper thing here. I always keep these so we could take it off. And there's the jets on the back. So we got the Blu-ray, the DVD, famous picture of Cruise. Let's see what's on this. Oh, just continues the photo. And then this is the digital, and we got some ads on the back here. So this came out when Mission Impossible Rogue Nation was available. According to this, that was the latest Mission Impossible film. And get this back on here. This has a really good documentary on it about Top Gun. They pretty much talk to everybody. They talk to Cruise, they talk to Tony Scott, they talk to Jerry Bruckheimer, they talk to a lot of people that are at the oh my god, I can't believe I'm blanking on the school that he goes to, the Malamar. I think it's Malamar. But the place where Top Gun takes place. I should know that, being a fan. But they only say it like 20 times in the movie. But this has on disc 1, Blu-ray feature film special editions, commentary by Jerry Bruckheimer, Tony Scott, one of the screenwriters, and naval experts. Danger Zone, the making of Top Gun. That's the one I'm talking about. Multi-angle storyboards with optional commentary by Tony Scott. Best of the best, inside the real Top Gun, 4 music videos, TV spots, behind the scene featurettes, survival training featurette, Tom Cruise interviews. And in disc 2 is the DVD feature film and special features. It doesn't even say what it is. But we know this one. You know, it's Kelly McGillis, Val Kilmer, Anthony Edwards, Tom Skerritt. And it's got Michael Ironside. It's got a bunch of people in this. And this is Dom Simpson and Jerry Bruckheimer. It's also the film that made Tony Scott, you know, a household name too. Malamar? I'm blinking. I should know that. Man, getting old sucks. So this is where we get into the same movie twice, but different. So I picked this up used. I said, what the hell? You know, I got a Blu-ray that plays 3D, and I got a 3D TV, and I got the glasses. What the hell? I still haven't watched it, but this is the limited 3D edition of Top Gun. So Top Gun in 3D. It was never shot in 3D, but they reprocessed the film. You know, they converted it to 3D. I still haven't watched this. So it's got the Blu-ray in 3D, the Blu-ray 2D, and a digital copy. So Blu-ray 3D and then Blu-ray. And then here's our digital with some movies on the back. If it would stay in. And it looks like disc 1 is just the Blu-ray 3D feature film, but then disc 2 has all the same stuff as the 13th anniversary. Such a weird anniversary date. 13? Why not wait a couple years and make it 15? But okay, 13th. All right, I'll take it. So The next one is also known as Top Gun on Wheels, Top Gun on race cars. I love this packaging. This is from Paramount Presents. I have another one that's similar to this. This is Days of Thunder. So this is also Tony Scott, Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer, Hans Zimmer doing the music again, because he also did Top Gun. This is where Cruise met Nicole Kidman and they started dating. So this is also the movie where Robert Duvall chose not to be in Godfather 3. He both Paramount, but he chose to be in this one over Godfather Part 3. I think this is probably the better of the two. I'd have to look to see which one made more money, because this actually, there's a whole video out there on, I think it's Patrick H. Willems, the film that broke, when did this come out? The film that broke 90, the film that broke the 90s or something, or the film that broke the 80s. So this was from an idea by Tom Cruise. And of course, during Color of Money, and he met Paul Newman, he got into race cars, and that's why he did Days of Thunder. This has a nice slipcover on it. I actually found a good copy of this online, and I went and I made a copy of this. So I have it actually hanging on my wall. It's framed. So I think it's a really nice picture. Has the clear box, which I like. I like this film. There are hints of Top Gun in it, story wise, because I believe Cruise also came up with the story, and then he had Robert Towne write the screenplay. So it's story by Robert Towne and Tom Cruise, screenplay by Robert Towne. The film also has Randy Quaid before he went insane. Cary Elves, who would be the Iceman character. Don Simpson acts in the film. He had a much larger part in the original cut because he wanted to become an actor, and they cut it all down. So there's like one or two shots of him. I think there's even a line of dialogue from him in this, but they just completely removed it. The special features of this are a filmmaker focus, producer Jerry Bruckheimer on Days of Thunder, and then there's an isolated score. There is a YouTube video on this, which I said, I think it's Patrick H. Willems, but I could be wrong. That's all about the making of this, like the drugs, the money, the egos, and how that kind of destroyed that time period. So it's an interesting video. Oh, and so it says 1990 here, but when you open it, it's got the original poster, which is cool. So this kind of goes back to what I was saying in the first video, where Cruise has to have, it's in his contract that his face has to be on the poster. Normally it's kind of like at a side, which this isn't straight on. So I like this. This is really nice. Our next one is the Mission Impossible, the first one, 25th anniversary edition. And this is a Blu-ray digital. It says right here, 25th anniversary edition, newly remastered, and includes collectible car decal for the, if I could, there you go, for the IMF, the Impossible Mission Force. And it's got Cruise there. So there's the original poster for it there, once again, showing Cruise. And of course, he's on the front. And here. So there's the movie. So it's feature film, it's special features. And then here's the sticker. I am not taking this and putting it on my car. I am keeping it right in here where it can be nice and protected. And then here's the digital code and all that. What you get on this is mission remarkable, 40 years of creating the impossible, mission explosive exploits, mission spies are among us, mission catching the train. I mean, there's a lot of mission stuff. So those are all behind the scenes, excellence in film with interview with Tom Cruise, generation Tom Cruise, trailers, photo gallery. It's directed by Brian De Palma. And it's also, you got a few people on here as far as writers go. Like story is David Coep. I always say his name wrong, sorry. The guy who did like Jurassic Park and stuff. Steven Zalian, who I think also worked on, I think he was one of the writers on The Firm. And then you also have Robert Towne, who worked on the screenplay. So now we're getting into, we also have the Cruise Paula Wagner team up. So yeah, it's the Cruise Wagner production, which obviously would not be early on, but because that wasn't done until later. So that might be our first. She definitely wasn't on Top Gun. Yeah. So this could be our first as far as Blu-rays go, the Cruise Wagner collaboration. After this, we have Eyes Wide Shut, Stanley Kubrick. Film took 3 years to make. I do not think this is the best Stanley Kubrick film, but I've come to like it. It's long, it's like 3 hours or something. 1999 is what we're doing, and it's it also has Todd Field in it. Oh, and this is, if you remember, I talked about Sidney Pollack. Sidney Pollack is in this movie, so he's actually right there. So this is, I talked about the camp, the Tom Cruise camp. Now, I just read that Todd Field is in this. He plays the guy on the piano player that gets Cruise into the club. And Todd Field directed In the Bedroom, which Tom Cruise's cousin is in. And Cruise helped Todd Field get that movie made. So once again, you're in the camp, he's going to help you out. So I have now come to like this film a lot more than I originally did. I thought that it was just kind of a bore. I really wished it was not Kubrick's last movie. Talks about updating firmware and stuff for your player. Now, I bought this because, so special features. So it does say R. The movies are digitally remastered movie suitable in both rated and, for the first time in North America, unrated versions. The unrated version is not on this. So if you buy this on Blu-ray and you see that it says R-rated, it's only the R-rated version. There are not two versions on this film. You also get a 3-part Channel 4 documentary called The Last Movie, Stanley Kubrick and Eyes Wide Shut. You get some new featurettes like the Lost Kubrick, the unfinished films of Stanley Kubrick, interview gallery featuring Tom Cruise, Nicole Kidman, and Steven Spielberg. And of course, Spielberg directed after Kubrick died AI, artificial intelligence, because that was going to be a Kubrick movie. Kubrick's 1998 Directors Guild of America D.W. Griffith Award acceptance speech, trailers, and TV spots. So this does have a history, and I like that history. So I think that's why I've come to like it more. Now, this is the unrated version of the film. So I bought that thinking, oh, I get both in one disc. No, this is the unrated version. And it says right back here, not rated. So, which I believe the unrated version is when they're at the party, when everybody's wearing the masks and they're all kind of having the orgies and stuff, you see some more boobs, you see some more penises, you see some more sex. So that's it. It's not really story. It's just more sex and nudity that's added in. And it looks like it's all the same special features, except up here for special features, it says digitally remastered movie for the first time in North America, unrated international version. So they've removed the R-rated version part of that. Otherwise, a worthy final chapter to a great director's career. I'm not sure about that. This doesn't. Yeah, I'm not too sure about that. So, but yeah. So remember to get the not rated. I decided to keep both just because I'm a collector. The next one is Mission Impossible 2. This one's directed by John Woo. This is considered to be the worst out of the Mission Impossible series. It is. It's not bad, but compared to the other movies, it is the worst one. I think John Woo was a good idea, and then it just turned into The Killer, or it just turned into a just another kind of John Woo-esque films, even with like the doves or pigeons, whatever they are, that are flying around when Tom Cruise goes by them, and it's hard boiled. It's all it doesn't really match a Mission Impossible type of thing. But I think this is also Cruise has his hair really long. I think this is more during Cruise's ego period. It's still good. I mean, it's got a great fight at the end. I still like it, but it's not the best. And once again, the screenplay is by Robert Towne. The story are by two Star Trek people, like Next Generation people. So you have Ronald D. Moore and Bragan Braga were both brought in. I find the script to be lazy. There is a scene near the end where Ving Rhames, I think it's Ving Rhames, asks Tom Cruise's character, how much time do we have left? Because Fatty Newton injects herself with a virus and she's dying and they have to get it out of her. So Ving Rhames asks Cruise's character, how much time do we have left? And Cruise just says, not long. In films, you need a ticking clock. You need to know that she injected the virus at 3 p.m. and she has 12 hours or 24 hours or 48 hours until she's dead. So then there's a sense of urgency. That is not brought into this. By giving a general, she doesn't have long, there is no sense of urgency because it could be 1 hour, 8 hours, 3 days, 10 months. So this is not my favorite. It is a Cruise Wagner. So it's 2000 is the date. I think I showed you that, but So the next one is also from the Paramount Presents. I like the cover for the for this Blu-ray, but I didn't make a copy of it because I like the Days of Thunder better. This is my favorite Tom Cruise film, Vanilla Sky. To be honest, I hated this movie when I first saw it. I just thought, God, this is boring and it sucks. Now I've come to love it. And like I mentioned in the other video, I was asked what his favorite film, what my favorite film is by him. I couldn't really answer that because I don't really dislike any of his movies. There are some that are better than others. But after thinking about it and watching some documentaries, I do think this is my favorite film by him. I really like Vanilla Sky now. I could watch this any day of the week and I'd be perfectly fine. 2001. I like this. This is Times Square that he's walking around in, and he's here and flipped upside down. It's got a nice jacket on it. Cameron Diaz, as crazy as she is in this film, friggin' hot. Penelope Cruz, also gorgeous. I would love to date her character. My God, her character is awesome. I just love her in this film. It's got that see-through case. This is a Cameron Crowe, of course, is a big music person, wrote for Rolling Stone magazine and all that. So he puts music into like all of his films, even if it's images. And this is the famous Bob Dylan album with him walking down with the girl, with him walking down the alleyway. I can't tell you what Bob Dylan album. I'm not a huge Bob Dylan fan, but I do know that cover. Fair amount of documentaries about this, about when is it reality, when is it not reality. I really like this movie, really do. So feature film special edition. Here's some other films that are, oh my God. Okay, so some other films that are on this Paramount Presents series. Almost Famous, Cameron Crowe, I get that. Love Story, the original Love Story. Okay, I get that. Then they do Elizabethtown. And if you saw my last video, I just trashed on Elizabethtown. Why is this a celebration? Except that it's Cameron Crowe. And then they show Days of Thunder. God. I really hated Elizabethtown. Special features on this. Let's see. Filmmaker focus. Cameron Crowe on Vanilla Sky. Commentary by Cameron Crowe and Nancy Wilson. So that was his wife, or his wife at the time. She was in Heart. Alternate ending, which is interesting. Prelude to a Dream. Hitting It Hard. Interview with Paul McCartney, because he did the title song. Gag reel, music video. With audio, let's see, we get a photo gallery with the audio introduction by photographer Neil Preston. Kurt Russell, Single Take. Mask Test, deleted scenes. So there is a multiple part, they don't say it on here, but there is that multiple part documentary that's pretty good. And there's a lot of videos on YouTube about this movie, analyzing it, looking at both endings. It's really interesting. That's where I learned a lot about this movie, and then said, that's it. It's my favorite Tom Cruise film. So, yeah, Jason Lee, Kurt Russell, Noah Taylor, Cameron Diaz. Yeah, it's just a really good movie. And this does the same thing as the Days of Thunder. So you have the front and you open it, and then you get the original poster. I like the one with all the people in it better. But, like we know, like I've said, Cruise has to be on the front. He's normally at that side image. More of like a profile pic. The next one is a film that is narrated from by Tom Cruise. With the DVDs, he narrated the Stanley Kubrick documentary. So this is a 3D one. I like that cover. It's got that kind of 3D cover on it. So this is IMAX Space Station 3D, narrated by Tom Cruise. New Blu-ray 3D. You need these types of glasses. It's the Blu-ray 3D and Blu-ray. So you could just watch the movie normal. You don't have to watch it in 3D, but it is a Blu-ray 3D disc. This was originally $40. I bought it used, so it did not cost me that much, probably like $10. But I did want this cover with the 3D. You can kind of hear that. And pop it out. Then we got the 2D. I have regular 3D glasses, and I have like the new ones. There's new like glasses, not the paper ones that have the green and the red. I got those too. So this doesn't look like it has any special features on it. It does tell you how to hook up for the 3D. It says this pack also includes the 2D version playable on your Blu-ray player, which is nice, because that's probably how I would watch it. It's not rated. It's 47 minutes. I've just never really cared about the 3D with TVs. I never really cared about 3D in the theater, except for in the 80s. Sorry, I have an itch. When like Friday the 13th, Jaws 3, when all that stuff came out, Space Hunter, I was in the theater every week watching 3D movies. As far as 3D goes on Blu-ray, I don't really care. So I do it if it's cheap and it's used, I'll pick up the 3D version. But like I have the Titans films, Wrath of the Titans, and all that. I just picked them up 2D because they were never originally shot in 3D. They were processed. They were converted into 3D. So things still look flat even though it's 3D. This next one, of course, is a classic. It was the first time that Cruise teamed up with Steven Spielberg, and that is Minority Report. Great movie. Man, this is a good movie. So Steven Spielberg has a cameo in Vanilla Sky. At the beginning of the film, there is a party. It's his birthday. And Spielberg comes up past the camera, like hugs him or something, shakes his hand, wishes him like a happy birthday, and leaves. It's just a little Spielberg cameo, which is kind of cool. And that's because they were still shooting Vanilla Sky. They went over budget, they went over time, and Cruise went to then go shoot Minority Report for Spielberg. So if you watch Minority Report, I forget exactly where it is, but Cruise is on like a subway, and he looks and he sees two people looking over one of the seats. It's just their eyes like that. And one of them is Cameron Crowe, and the other one is Cameron Diaz. So they did these kind of cool little cameos in each other's movies, and I thought that was pretty fun. Spielberg, for the longest time, was my favorite director. Absolutely could not do wrong. But of course, new directors come around. That then changed to James Cameron, and now that has changed to Michael Bay. I still love Spielberg and Cameron, but for me, Michael Bay is the guy right now. And then who knows, years down the road, it might be somebody else. But Minority Report is awesome. Doesn't say it on here, but so disc 1, feature film, disc 2, special features. Oh, and this is about that firmware updating thing again. So over an hour of all new content in HD, the future, according to Steven Spielberg, inside the world of pre-crime. This is based on a Philip K. Dick story. Then there's like Minority Report, Future Realized, Minority Report, Props of the Future, Minority Report, Commercials of the Future. So there's a lot of stuff on here. Screenplay by this is Scott Frank, who also did Get Shorty, which is a great film. Yeah, based on the short story by Philip K. Dick. Colin Farrell, Samantha Morton, Max von Sydow. Gotta love that. Music is by John Williams, of course, because it's Spielberg. So, 2-disc set, lots of special features. This one's easy. This will be very easy for us to look at. Tom Cruise did he is very controlled in what he does, in what films he makes, in his cameos, his likeness, which is why there is only one like Funko Pop with him on it. That's the Mummy. I'm guessing that's because of Universal, and it was part of that monster verse. But there's no Funko Pops, let's say, for Top Gun or Mission Impossible. There is a website out there where you can have them specially made, but he just doesn't do any of that stuff. So I don't know if it's sorry, my eye. So I don't know when he does do cameos or whatever, if it's just a huge paycheck or if he's friends with the people or he likes what it is, like Tropic Thunder and Ben Stiller. This is Austin Powers. So Austin Powers in Goldmember. This is the 3-pack that I got. Nice. Looks really nice. I love all these movies. And Tom Cruise plays Austin Powers. So there's that movie premiere at the very beginning of the film where it's Kevin Spacey as Dr. Evil. You got Danny DeVito as Mini-Me. And then we see from like a parachute that drops, it's Tom Cruise as Austin Powers. And he does like the, oh yeah, baby, line. So it's interesting of what roles he takes. So that's really funny. And I don't think there's anything. Yeah, this doesn't say special feature, so I don't know. Each one is on its own disc. Oh, I think he does the Oh Behave. So when we realize it's Tom Cruise, I think he does the Oh Behave. Each movie is on its own disc, which is nice. So there's got to be special features on each one. So who knows? There could be like an interview with Tom Cruise or whatever. This one you saw that I did have it on DVD. It's the 2-disc, but I found this for really cheap as a steel book, and that's The Last Samurai. And then, like I said, I always keep this. So we can look here. This is the film that's directed by Edward Zwick. This has on it, it might have the same stuff since the other one was a double disc, but commentary by the director, deleted scenes, director's video journal. Yeah, it does. History Channel, History versus Hollywood, Tom Cruise Warrior's Journey. So it's got all the same stuff on here. Nothing on here from Soldier to Samurai, the weapons, Japanese premiere. So yeah, it's got all the same stuff as the DVD. It's just all on one disc now. So it's nice looking. I like that metallic look that it has. This was a film that when the writer wrote this, he expected like Roger Corman to make it on a zero budget with Roger Corman type actors, and was very surprised to find out that a major studio wanted it and they got 2 huge actors. That is Collateral. This is a Michael Mann film, one of my favorite directors of all time. Just like James Cameron, he has a love for LA and shoots everything in blue. So LA is, according to, excuse me, James Cameron and Michael Mann, is blue. And I love LA in blue. It looks beautiful. This is a really good film, too. This is one of the few times that Cruise has played a villain, plays Vincent, who's a hitman. And Jamie Foxx is a taxi cab driver who is taking him around against his will, more or less, to kill these people. And of course, then there becomes the conflict between them. And Jamie Foxx's character has to stop Tom Cruise's character. For the most part, it takes place in a taxi, which I like. I like one location movies. So with yeah, I think I mentioned with Last Samurai that John Logan wrote it. Okay, so there's the Cruise Wagner, and I don't think, because it wasn't his movie, that would be with Austin Powers. I don't see Cruise Wagner on this, on Minority Report. I don't think it would be on the space station one. So that's one that he just got. Really wasn't his film. And so I can itch in my nose. Yeah, produced, yeah, Vanilla Sky, produced by Tom Cruise, Paula Wagner, Cameron Crowe. So we know that from the DVD. Mission Impossible 2, Tom Cruise, Paula Wagner. And then I don't see them listed for Eyes Wide Shut. So yeah, so they're on. It's probably after Mission Impossible 3 that we'll start to see it go down a little bit because of his weirdness with the Scientology and the interviews and the Oprah stuff. And so oh yeah, this also has Jada Pinkett Smith in it, Mark Ruffalo, Peter Berg, Bruce McGill. So Peter Berg has been in another one of his films. Bruce McGill has been in another one of his films. The special features on this, oh yeah. So Jada Pinkett Smith plays one of the people that Vincent has to assassinate. And Jamie Foxx met her earlier, so he goes and tries to defend her, try to save her, try to stop Cruise. So this has it's audio commentary by Michael Mann, City of Night, The Making of Collateral, Special Delivery. Excuse me. There may be a second one. Deleted scene with commentary, shooting on location, Tom Cruise and Fox rehearsal, visual effects, MTA train, and then trailers. Stuart Beatty wrote this. I think this was his first film. Okay, then we come up on Mission Impossible 3, and this is where, like I said, too, this is kind of where his weirdness starts. That they said that, like, at the Cinerama Dome in LA, they sold out the theater, and it was all Scientologists that bought the tickets. So the film would become like #1. I don't know if that was true or not. There was just a lot of really weird stuff. I think it was also Right after this is where Paramount stopped their association with him. I think this is also around when Paula Wagner left, at least within like a movie or two later. So yeah, a lot of weird stuff happened with him for like a year or two, and then War of the Worlds with Spielberg, and how he's handing out the propaganda allegedly. So, but with this film, Joe Carnahan was originally going to, I think, write and direct this. I know he was going to direct it. He left the film, and he was Narc. We had that on the DVD up there that Cruise was one of the producers on, and he left. He said over creative differences, and has not come back. So who knows if the Scientology and all that type of stuff played into it. But this is one of my favorite Mission Impossible movies. I do think it's definitely in my, probably like my top three. I really like this one. It's very different than the second one. It also didn't do great at the box office. And so they were questioning Cruise's like box office and like, oh no, what do we do with Cruise? Because there was all those issues. This is a 2-disc collector's edition. Says right here, the best Mission Impossible yet, which I would agree with at that time. I would go part 3, then part 1, then part 2. So here is disc 1. Here's disc 2. So movie special features. So disc 1, you do get audio commentary with Tom Cruise and director J.J. Abrams. Cruise really liked that TV show that he was doing with she was like the female spy. Alias? I want to say Alias, that he really liked Alias. And so he brought J.J. Abrams on board to direct it. This was J.J. Abrams, I believe, his first feature film. It is also and now I don't like J.J. Abrams. I think he does garbage now, especially the Star Wars movies. This also has on it Alex Kurtzman as one of the screenwriters. At the time, I liked Alex Kurtzman. He did work on The Mummy. Tom Cruise is The Mummy. Now he does all the dog shit Star Trek shows. So I don't like him either. So I'm not a fan of J.J. Abrams anymore, and I'm definitely not a fan of Alex Kurtzman. This is Tom Cruise, Paula Wagner. So with the special features, disc 1, audio commentary by Tom Cruise, J.J. Abrams, as they discuss the experience of making MI3. Disc 2, go behind the camera with the making of the mission, inside the IMF, never before seen deleted scenes, mission action inside the action unit, visualizing the mission. There's a lot of stuff on here. Mission metamorphosis. This is a lot darker than the other two films, which is probably why it didn't do as good, plus Cruise being weird. You get in this Philip C. Hoffman, or Philip Seymour Hoffman. Sorry, Philip Seymour Hoffman. He is still one of the best and scariest Mission Impossible villains. He might actually be the best. And then this is our introduction. Billy Crudup. Michelle Monaghan. This is her first appearance. Cruise's girlfriend, and then they get married later on. Jonathan Rhys Myers, Kerry Russell, Maggie Q, Lawrence Fishburne, ILM doing the visuals. So this is a really good one. This is a really good movie. I really like this. Then we had one of my favorite. I love this film because I love the subject matter. If you guys have been following me at all, you know I love stuff that takes place with World War II. I love the history of World War II. And pretty much I will watch anything, and don't take this the wrong way, I will watch anything that deals with Hitler. I find Hitler to be absolutely fascinating in a horrible way. How basically one guy could turn an entire country, is amazing to me. but there are people, Germans, that did want him dead. And so they did try assassination attempts on him and failed. This is one of them. There's a TV movie called Operation Valkyrie, because that was the name that they were giving this like assassination attempt. So this is Valkyrie. Now, this is a Bryan Singer film, and it is really good. It's based on the incredible true story. There we have Cruise. And Cruise plays, and I'm probably going to pronounce this wrong, Colonel Klaus von Stauffenberg, who was one of the lead orchestrators in Operation Valkyrie to kill Hitler, to basically blow him up. And this is a really good movie. It is I believe, the first collaboration that Cruise did with Christopher McQuarrie. So this starts their long relationship, their long history, and now Christopher McQuarrie is the main guy who does the Mission Impossible movies. This music is by John Ottman, who's awesome. He's also a director. This has Kenneth Branagh, Bill Nighy, that is awesome, Tom Wilkerson. I mean, there's a fair amount of Terrence Stamp. I mean, this is a really good movie. There's also plenty of documentaries about this on YouTube. It's a really fascinating story. They do leave some stuff out. What happens after the assassination attempt, there is some stuff missing, but that's fine. Just watch a documentary. Special features on this are audio commentary with Tom Cruise and Bryan Singer and Christopher McQuarrie, audio commentary with Christopher McQuarrie and the other writer, Nathan Alexander, real pieces with Tom Cruise and Bryan Singer, the Valkyrie Legacy documentary, the Journey of the Valkyrie featurette. So there's a fair amount of featurettes on here. So definitely check this one out. This one I have, once again, the same but different for these next two films. Day for Night. So this is Cruise working with Cameron Diaz again. I thought they worked really well together. So this is Night and Day. Blu-ray, DVD, digital copy. This is a very, very underrated Cruise movie. I really like this film. It's directed by James Mangold, who's normally a really good director until he got on board Indiana Jones and the Dial of Crappy, and then kind of became a dick about it. But otherwise, I mean, Copland, and he's done some great movies. This is a really fun, kind of romancing the Stone-esque type movie. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. It is really good. Cruise and Diaz work really well off of one another. It is a lot of fun. I really like how this is edited and put together. So we have the Blu-ray, DVD, and one of those stupid digital copies. And so Steve Pink is one of the producers on this. He worked a lot with John Cusack. Peter Skarsgård, that's right, Viola Davis. They're both in this. So 3-disc set contains, so disc 1, Blu-ray, film is in high definition, Wilder Nights, Crazier Days, Boston Nights, Spanish Nights, Night and Someday, featuring the Black Eyed Peas and Tom Cruise. Oh yeah, he wanted them to do like the song for the movie, so Cruise is in the music video too. Night and Day Story, Night and Day Scope. Disc 2, it just says DVD, standard edition, and then disc 3 is that lame digital copy. So with this, like I said, the same but different. This is from Australia. This is the extended cut of Night and Day, which is 10 minutes longer and better. So you see extended cut. We got their rating system right here. Says includes a digital copy of this movie for watching on the go. Plays everywhere. It is rated M for action, violence, infrequent, coarse language, and drug references. It's thicker, as you can see. I think it's a better version of the film. So does James Mangold. He also thinks that this is better. There is more character development. There's a little bit more at the beginning with Cameron Diaz. Digital. Then just an ad. So Blu-ray. Digital copy. This also has on it a regular theatrical version that we got over here in the States. So special features, extended cut includes exclusive featurettes. So it's got that Wilder Nights, Crazier Days. We got that. Night and Somebody. We got that. The video with Black Eyed Peas and Tom Cruise. Video live extras. Then it shows you how to play the digital movie. I could swear this had both versions. Extended. I think when you pop it in, it says, do you want to play like the regular version or do you want to play the extended? So the regular version is 109 minutes. And the extended version is 116. So this is the better version. If you can't find this online, definitely watch this. It's still worth it. Okay, that's the first stack. Stack number 2. Good thing is stack number 2 has a lot of duplicates, a lot of the same but different. All right, so the next one we have is Ghost Protocol. Like that nice metallic box. It's kind of cool looking. So Mission Impossible 3 did not do very well, or it underperformed. So they, like I said, they questioned, will audiences come back if we do a part 4 for Tom Cruise? So they brought in Jeremy Renner. If you notice, they did the same thing with the Bourne Identity movies. Matt Damon didn't want to do it. They want to make another one, so they did Bourne Legacy. They had Jeremy Renner come in, and then that didn't do great. So then Matt Damon came back for Bourne, for Jason Bourne. They did the same thing here. Let's introduce this character, Jeremy Renner's character. And if this doesn't do well, we're going to keep going with the new character. If this does well, we'll keep it Tom Cruise. Well, as we know, it did well. At the time, this one did the best in the series. This is the film. It also doesn't have a number. This is the film that completely reshaped Mission Impossible. From this moment on, Mission Impossible found its identity. It wasn't like any other franchise, at the time. Later, Mission Impossible and Fast and Furious kind of flipped back and forth with stealing ideas from one another. But this is it. This is still one of the best ones. I'm kind of torn. Is this my favorite one? Or is Fallout? I can't believe I'm just getting so old. Or is Fallout my favorite one? I could watch either one. They're both great. This is a Blu-ray DVD digital copy. This is the ultra-violent instantly stream, also includes a digital copy. This is the Best Buy exclusive. So I bought this at Best Buy. Limited edition, 3-disc set, over 1 hour of exclusive bonus content. It's got the nice slip jacket. I like the side here because it's got the fuse that's lit. and it's going into the title. This one is directed by Brad Bird, who you would know from like Disney, Pixar. He directed a lot of the Pixar movies. So this does have a more animated adventure. Let's start throwing in some comedy, where the first three were very serious. It has a very animated feel to it, which is exactly what it needed at that time. So here you have the Blu-ray feature film, Blu-ray special features, and then this is the DVD feature film. Good, I bought this new, but it doesn't have the thing in it. Oh, digital copy works with iTunes. So it shows you back here how to get the digital copy. Okay. So special features on this. Disc 1 is the Blu-ray feature film. Disc 2, over 2 hours of thrilling bonus content. So mission accepted. They really like to put mission in front of stuff. On-set action with Tom Cruise, J.J. Abrams, because he was directed the third, did not want to come back for the fourth. Because he felt that each movie should be directed by a different person, by a different director with a different style. And so he came back as producer. Director Brad Bird, see the amazing stunt work on the world's largest building in Dubai and more. The Mission Impossible Sandstorm, deleted scenes, and then disc 3 is the DVD feature. Oh, deleted scenes with alternate opening with director's commentary. So part 3 is where, like I said, Paramount and Paula Wagner parted ways with him. Because I don't see them. They're not listed on Valkyrie. Bryan Singer and Christopher McQuarrie, Gilbert Adler, who I think also worked on the Alien movies, they're the producers. So I don't see her or Cruise listed as producers. Then for Night and Day, they're also not on here. So then on part 4, this is where he got back together with Paramount, but not Paula Wagner. There was a few-year gap, and then he got back together with Paramount. So now it looks like it's a Tom Cruise / Bad Robot that is J.J. Abrams. I would really like to hear, I'd love to see a documentary about the split with Paramount, the split with Paula Wagner, and then why Paramount brought Cruise back, and why Paula Wagner never came back. So, like I said, the same but different. So, Steelbook of Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. It's got a lot of the same special features, but it's just a single disc. It's not a double disc or anything. So you're only getting, I think, like half the features. But I like Cruise just walking. He's got the hoodie. Then this is also a steelbook. And I found this at Zia Records. It's kind of dinged up, unless it's meant to be that way. But this is also a steelbook for Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. It doesn't have its flap. So now this is the original collection that I bought for Mission Impossible. This is when 1 through 4 came out. And then I decided to go back and buy them all separately. So this is the last Mission Impossible that goes up to part 4. And I decided to keep it just as a collector's thing. So this is Tom Cruise Mission Impossible Collection. Includes all 4 movies, Mission Impossible 1 through 4. So this is how I originally owned them. And they're all on their same disc. So it's got credits and pictures. But you can see on some of these. So here's Mission Impossible. So that's the first one. Mission Impossible 2. But then this is Mission Impossible 3, disc 1. So you only get the first disc, just the movie. And then Ghost Protocol. And it's the feature film and special features. So you don't get any other disc with that. I wanted more, but I decided to keep this. Why not? After that is a film that, once again, Tom Cruise shows that pretty much he could do anything. He sings in this. And this is Rock of Ages Extended Edition. So it is a musical. It's they're doing covers of all these songs. Rock of Ages would be Def Leppard. There's Cruise in the middle. Yeah, I think that's supposed to be Cruise right there, but he's also right there. It says more songs, more dancing, more laughs. This is the theatrical and extended cut versions on Blu-ray disc. Theatrical version only on DVD. So this has a bunch of people in it too. I like this film. I like musicals, but not as much as I did probably like back in the day, back in the 90s. But I enjoyed this. I think it's now a play. It's like a regular musical that's out there, like Broadway. So here's Rock of Ages DVD, which looks like it's just the regular theatrical version, and then Rock of Ages Blu-ray Extended Edition. Not seeing. I know there's. I mean, it's saying Rock of Ages Extended Edition, more songs, more dancing, more fun. Rock of Ages Legends of the Sunset Strip with host Bret Michaels. Listen as real rock legends from Def Leppard to Pat Benatar to Twisted Sister relive their rock and roll glory days. The stories we sing, members of Def Leppard, Journey, Night Ranger, Poison, and REO Speedwagon tell true stories that inspired the lyrics of your favorite 80s power ballads and rock anthems. Okay, so there's a few, looks like featurettes on here, interviews and things. So this is directed by Adam, looks like Shankman. Tobey Maguire is a producer on this. Yeah, I'm guessing that Tom Cruise was just kind of like an actor for hire on this. Theatrical version is PG-13. The extended version is R. He's really good in this. He can sing. He sang all of his own songs. This also has Russell Brand, Paul Giamatti, Catherine Zeta-Jones, Mary J. Blige, Alec Baldwin, and Tom Cruise, because he's not the main star. Oh, it says based on the musical Rock of Ages. So I guess that was already out, and then they turned it into a movie. So I guess flip what I said. This is going to be another the same but different. So this is Jack Reacher. I mentioned on the last video with the TV series that the author of the book, did I get the guy's name right? I said it was Lee Child. This is so dark. I cannot tell you. Oh, yeah, Lee Child, right there. That the author of the book was not happy with Cruise because he's too short and he's not built enough. I never read the book, so I had nothing to compare it to. So I liked it. I had no problem with it. Still need to watch the TV series, but I think it's a good movie. This is directed by Christopher McQuarrie. So this is written for the screen and directed by Christopher McQuarrie. So this would be the first time that they're working together as actor and director. Blu-ray, DVD, digital. So DVD, Blu-ray. Tells you how to use the digital. So disc one, Blu-ray feature film and special features. When the man comes around, you do not, then there's another one. You do not mess with Jack Reacher, combat and weapons. Commentary by Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie. That's a good one. Oh, Rosamund Pike. Yeah, I like her. Richard Jenkins. He's always good. Oh yeah, Werner Herzog, the German director. Love Werner Herzog. He's the villain in this. He is scary. I love Werner Herzog. Robert Duvall, who he worked with Days of Thunder. So now, because I'm a geek, it's back about destroying the slipcase here. Of course, I had to get the Steelbook. It's got its little paper thing on the back. I don't think there's anything on this one. Oh, there is, but I don't want to. So you can kind of see there's something back there, but I don't want to pull the tape up. Then Blu-ray, DVD. Not going to pull these out. I think it's just more of this. And same special features. Oh, this has a brighter, so interesting. So this is produced Tom Cruise and Paula Wagner. They're listed as there's 4 producers. This is a Tom Cruise production. So I wonder if they had to put Paula Wagner's name on here because this is 2012. So if they had to put her name on here because of some sort of legal reasons. Says here, the critics are calling it taunt, muscular, gruff, and cool. You must get Jack Reacher. So then after that, we have Oblivion. This film is awesome. This is from the director of Tron Legacy. Morgan Freeman, who's awesome, always awesome. Blu-ray, DVD, digital, ultraviolet, instantly stream and download, that whole thing. It's got its slipcase. Of course, then we got Cruise there with the side profile. As I'm sure Morgan Freeman, like his guys are like, nope, he's going to be on the cover. He's going to be on the cover. Why would you leave Morgan Freeman off the cover? So Blu-ray, DVD. Yeah, Joseph Kodninsky, I think is how you say his last name. And I don't see Paula Wagner on here. It also has Olga. I'm going to really mispronounce her name. Plus, it's really tiny. Um, like Corey L. Kaniko. I have no idea how to say her last name. But yeah, I'm sorry. I don't know how to really pronounce her last name. And it's really tiny. So I already looked at that. The special features on this Blu-ray exclusives. You get two makings of. You also get the isolated score by M83, additional features, deleted scenes, Destiny, how the film got shot, Illusion, the special effects, harmony, music, feature commentary with Tom Cruise and the director. Then after that, he did a Oblivion should have done better too. I think it made its money, but it should have done much better. This is a film that they've been talking about doing a sequel to for 100 years. It did really bad, so the fucking studio, changed the title of it on Blu-ray to Live, Die, Repeat when the film's name is called Edge of Tomorrow. This is a Groundhog Day movie. So Cruise dies, repeats, dies, repeats, dies, repeats. Hence, Live, Die, Repeat. It also has Emily Blunt. This is a great movie. This is directed by Doug Liman. Doug Liman did like Born Identity, Swingers, stuff like that. I believe Doug Liman and Cruise are working on a new film right now. I read, and like I said, I could be wrong about this because I'm just reading it on the internet, but it's the film they want to work on is in space, not a green screen, but actually in space. So maybe that's why it's taking so long. But this is the Blu-ray DVD digital, Best Buy only. Over 25 minutes of additional bonus footage. It's got that digital thing. Emily Blunt, who's gorgeous, and she's awesome in this film. People talk about, there's all this stuff about women taking over men's roles and the girl boss shit. She was doing this stuff, and she's even commented that she hates the word girl boss, or like strong, like strong female characters. I think what she said that she hates when she reads that in scripts, but she's great in this, and she kicks ass in this. So when people say, "Oh, there are no women," heroes, there are no women, that could kick ass. No, she kicks ass in this. She is really good in this. Um, and she only has good things to say about Tom Cruise. She put on the suit, and the suit was really heavy. And she's like, well, and she said this is on YouTube. She said that the suit was too heavy and she didn't know she could act in it. And Cruise just looked at her and just went, don't be a pussy. And she womaned up and basically and wore the suit. So there you go. It's funny that they put a picture on here with Cruise with his mouth taped shut. This is a great film. I've seen this several times. It's got its cover. And DVD, Blu-ray. Screenplay by Christopher McQuarrie. Once you enter that camp, this is based on a novel. All the music is by, I think it's pronounced Christoph Beck. He also did the Hangover movies. Brendan Gleeson. Oh, yeah, Bill Paxton. Oh, the great Bill Paxton, the late great Bill Paxton. You get on this, it's loaded with shock and awesome extras, Storming the Beach, Weapons of the Future, On the Edge with Doug Liman, plus deleted scenes and more. Best Buy exclusive, A World on the Edge of Tomorrow. Great movie. Then we get to another Mission Impossible film. This is one of my favorites. So here's that's that collection right there that I still own. So it's Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, the best mission yet. I don't know. I think Ghost Protocol was still better, but this would probably be my if we're going through 1 through 5, it would probably be Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, then Part 3, then 2, then 1. No, 1 then 2. 2 is always last. So Ghost Protocol, Rogue Nation, Part 3, Part 1, then Part 2. There we go. I might have said it wrong when I did it last time. But yeah, this is all that. So you could pick up that collection, and then you would have Part 5 with it too. There's Jeremy Renner. So they stuck around. They kept him. This introduces Rebecca Ferguson, who is one of the greatest. I just love her to begin with. I mean, I just love Rebecca Ferguson. She's also in the Dune movies. Then we got, of course, you know, like Simon Pegg is back, and there's Ving Rhames, and got Alec Baldwin. One of the greatest motorcycle. That's what makes this film great. Is just this motorcycle chase that's right here. Rebecca Ferguson's character is very much like a female version of Tom Cruise's character. This is when it's done right. Unlike fucking Disney and Marvel, where they just take the Credible Hulk and just make a female version. When they take Hawkeye, make a female version. When they take, you know, it's like they just do this shit and they do it poorly. This is taking somebody who is very much, you know, Ethan. And so they're good. They fight, they battle off of one another. And you believe it because it's written so well. So here's our back. And the reason, oh God, yeah, that's the beginning of it when he hangs off the plane. When he's actually hanging off the plane. So this one is the first one that's directed by Christopher McQuarrie. Written by Christopher McQuarrie. And this is, once again, Tom Cruise / Bad Robot. So J.J. Abrams is coming back. Yeah. See, Blu-ray, DVD. But if you, so this is the game. Mission Impossible Rogue Nation, the official game, looks nothing like Tom Cruise. Nothing like him at all. It's like a 6 foot tall, like muscle guy with looks like maybe kind of like blondish brown hair. Nothing like him. Will not use his image in any of the games or anything like that. And that's if you want them digitally. Special features on this: over 45 minutes of high octane bonus content. Disc 1 Blu-ray features plus special features: lighting the fuse, cruise control. Let's see. Audio commentary by Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie, and then disc 2 is the DVD feature. There's other featurettes and stuff on here. And of course, I had to get the Steelbook. Some of these came in these really nice plastic holders, so I just kept them. They're used for shipping, but I think they're really nice. So I just kept the movies in them. So that's the best motorcycle chase ever filmed right there. This one, you do get the Blu-ray, DVD, and digital. That's a little thing here. There's him on the plane. Here's the digital code. Got a bunch of pictures. Blu-ray, DVD. Oh, this is the digital code for Rogue Nation, and then this is the digital code for 1 through 4. And then you get some pictures over here too. And all the special features should be the same. Yeah. I have to buy maybe more of these type of holders. The next one is the sequel to Jack Reacher. Tom Cruise is Jack Reacher. Never go back. This one is also it's Blu-ray, DVD, digital HD. Includes a Jack Reacher exclusive illustrated short story. You also get the InstaWatch digital copy. Scan your receipt, look for a message, start watching. So we pull this out. And once again, see, it doesn't look anything like Tom Cruise. It's kind of like what the author wants because it is Lee Child. Everybody Talks is the name of it. And it's not bad, like a little illustrated short story here. And then the Blu-ray. Blue is always Blu-ray. And then this one is the special features. I love the beginning to both of these movies. They're just awesome. Disc one, Blu-ray feature and special features, Reacher Returns, An Unexpected Family. Okay, so lots of featurettes. Not seeing any. Oh, this one's directed also is by Edward Zwick. So I forgot about that. So he came back. So we got Last Samurai and Jack Reacher 2. So it's Reacher Returns, location stuff, fighting, Reacher in Focus with Tom Cruise and photographer David James. Disc 2 is the DVD feature film. Edward Zwick is one of the screenwriters on this. Oh, but Christopher McQuarrie is one of the producers, along with Tom Cruise, and so a Tom Cruise production. So I think that's what the company turned into, is just a Tom Cruise production. We'll put these. Then forgot to steal, book for the first one. I gotta have it for the second one. There we go. Nice steel book. Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, Blu-ray, DVD, digital. All the same features and all that stuff. So let's see if I can. It's pretty stuck on there. There is something there you can kind of see, but I don't want to pull it off. And the other side is just this also. So there's the digital, Blu-ray, DVD. I'm a dork. So there were digibooks of both of these. That's another way of getting it, is the digibook. They're actually a little thicker for Jack Reacher 1 and 2. They were at Zia Records. When I went back to get them, which was a little while later, they were gone. Either somebody bought them or they probably didn't sell and they shipped them back. So I was a little bummed about that because I was actually looking for them and they weren't there. This next one also has a digibook. So I'm thinking of getting all three. I'll probably just get them through eBay. But here's a movie that barely anybody likes, but I do. And I have the Funko Pops for them right up here. And that's The Mummy. This was the first film, well, technically the first film in the MonsterVerse. The first one was Dracula Untold, was going to be the first one. And then that didn't do great, so they went, we'll just ignore that, and we're going to say The Mummy. She is gorgeous as the Mummy. This is a Blu-ray DVD digital. Once again, there's Tom Cruise. But I guess we got to have the Mummy there because he's technically not the Mummy. I guess he does kind of become the Mummy by the end of the movie. Yeah, there she is. She's gorgeous. It also has Russell Crowe. So this is directed by Alex Kurtzman, who I do not like now. I did like, but I don't like now. So he directed The Mummy. Christopher McQuarrie is one of the screenwriters. David Coep, I have to learn how to say his last name, is also one of the writers. So, yeah, Russell Crowe. I like this film. Let's see, what does it say? Universal. So Cruise is not one of the producers on this. I heard he changed a lot. That once he became involved, it became more like a Mission Impossible movie, like with the plane they're all in zero gravity. And then, of course, it had that awful trailer with him screaming without the effects that I thought was pretty unfair that somebody released. I mean, I guess it was kind of funny to begin with, but no. Digital copy. Thank you for your purchase of The Mummy. As a free gift, get a free movie and more. There's the code, and it is. Oh yeah, that's expired. So Blu-ray, DVD. Bonus features on this: deleted and extended scenes. Cruise Kurtzman, a conversation. A lot of featurettes, becoming Jekyll and Hyde, because Russell Crowe is Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. There's also Johnny Depp. I forget who Depp was supposed to play, but they had it all set up for a whole universe, MonsterVerse. Choreographed chaos. Feature commentary. Does it say through who? Graphic novel. So there is no graphic novel in this, so I'm guessing it's on the disc. But I don't know. If you haven't seen this, give it a shot. If you have seen it, you didn't like it, give it a second shot. I liked it. I don't think it's bad. I thought it was pretty good. It's just a weird one to start the MonsterVerse with. This one is kind of a Goodfellas light, and I really enjoy it. And I don't think it's a film that really anybody knows about. It just kind of flew under the radar. Oh, I guess pun intended for this one. But it's American made, based on a true story. So there is a documentary about this guy on YouTube, and I watched it after watching this film. This is pretty correct. This is pretty right on. Guy looks nothing like Tom Cruise, though. But basically, Cruise flies a helicopter, and he gets involved with drug running. And then like the FBI and all that want him to work for them and keep an eye on the drug dealer. This is Doug Liman, who also did Edge of Tomorrow. Let's see if they give the guys. Oh, the CIA. Based on an incredible true story of the CIA's biggest secret, American made, will remind you it's not a crime if you're doing it for the good guys. So I blank on the guy, but it's a true story. It's very much a kind of rags to riches story. You know, the more drugs he transports back and forth through the plane, the richer he gets. So, and there's also montages and music and editing that's very much like Goodfellas. They definitely follow that structure of filmmaking. It's a good movie, though. I really like this film. It's very unknown. Maybe that's supposed to be. I guess maybe that's supposed to be that way. Yeah, because this is this way too. It's got like a little bit of haze on it. So DVD, Blu-ray, and then digital. Special features on this. Dive deeper with over 30 minutes of extras, deleted scenes, American storytellers, crews and linemen, a conversation, in the wings, shooting American made, flying high, Barry Seal, that's his name, the drug dealer, the real Barry Seal. So does this have any of the regular? Brian Glazer looks like it's one of the producers. Oh, it's Image Entertainment. Yeah, it doesn't look like Cruise's company is connected to this. Christoph Beck, back as music. I don't see. Yeah, Brian Image and Brian Glazer. That's Ron Howard, but he's not on here. Yeah, very good film, good movie. Man, we're almost there. Just stick with me. Stick with me. Almost there until I get more stuff. The next one is what is considered to be the best Mission Impossible movie. If you read some of the reviews, they call it the best action movie ever made. Ever made. It is the film that made the most money out of all the Mission Impossible films. This is the film where they're like, okay, Tom Cruise could do anything. This is also the film with Henry Cavill's digital mustache, where they had to take the. I'm sorry, no. This is the film with his mustache, and they had to digitally remove it for Justice League, and it just looks like a big like piece of butter or something up here. So this is where he does have the mustache. And when they did the reshoots for Justice League, basically Paramount said, "Oh yeah, you could pay us like $10 million." And or whatever it was, $5 million, was some outrageous amount, and we'll have him shave it because we're still shooting the movie. And so the producers on Justice League are like, well, we'll just CGI it out, and it looks awful. So that film is Mission Impossible Fallout, which is awful. Oh, my God. I was thinking Justice League. I'm so sorry. Sorry, Tom Cruise. Mission. This is by far the best one. By far the best one. What am I saying? I'm on crack. Blu-ray, DVD, digital. This has everybody back. They had so in Ghost Protocol. No, in part 3, we're introduced to who would be Tom Cruise's wife. That's Monahan. And then they're married. And because she's at risk of being killed, they have to hide her. So in Ghost Protocol, which Ving Rhames is only in at the very end, Jeremy Renner has a secret. And he thinks that he accidentally got Cruise's character's wife killed, Ethan's wife killed, Ethan Hunt, and which he didn't. Now, Monahan is at the very end of Ghost Protocol, and she's at the end of this. So she pops up from time to time in the films, which is nice because it's a continuing story. And Christopher McQuarrie is back on this. He's also back as one of the writers. So now he has become the staple of the Mission Impossible film. So it's Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie. And I'm perfectly fine with that. I think Christopher McQuarrie is one of our best screenwriters. I think that he is one of our best directors. And he knows what he's doing. This is a good film. We got also Rebecca Ferguson comes back. It is a good movie. Hey, we even got the certified fresh back here. This is the film that Tom Cruise broke his ankle on. In fact, that's the stunt. And when he lands on this building, you can actually, there's different angles. You can see it on YouTube of his ankle just cracking. It's a snapping. But they use that take. So if you watch the film, he's kind of limping because he's a professional. So here you got just the digital thing. You got the Blu-ray, which is feature film and special features. You have the Blu-ray special features and then the DVD feature film. Special features on this, go behind the scenes with 60 plus minutes of special features. Disc 1, Blu-ray feature film and special features. Commentary by director Christopher McQuarrie and Tom Cruise. Additional commentaries, isolated score. Yeah, this has a great score. Disc 2, special features, the making of. Deleted scenes with director commentary. Foot chase, musical breakdown, storyboards, and more. So that we're still with J.J. Abrams producing. So it still looks like Tom Cruise, Bad Robot. Yeah, Henry Cavill, Rebecca Ferguson, Angela Bassett, Michelle Monaghan, who's the wife, like I just talked about, Alec Baldwin. We already went through that. Okay. And the same but different. So that's sleeve is coming out. Cut. All right. So if I got the regular version of that, I gotta have the steelbook. There we go. Love that cover. And it's got one of those protective things on it. So digital Blu-ray, I'm sorry, Blu-ray, DVD digital. It's got all the same stuff on it from the other one. Oh, that's the helicopter chase scene. Great scene. Cruise had to learn how to fly a helicopter for that scene. So DVD, Blu-ray of the film, Blu-ray special features. What's on this? Oh, Cruise jumping to the building. So we'll take a look here. Let's see. Yeah, there's the building right there. That's where that ankle went. He played it on all the talk shows. And you, let's see. So you also get complete your mission. So these are new versions of 1 through 5 on Blu-ray. Just had to do the digital Fallout. And then this is a Fallout Stunts Raising the Bar little booklet. So it's a booklet on how they did the stunts. Oh yeah, behind the scenes stuff. This is cool. The foot chase. Motorcycle chase. Helicopter pursuit. The cliffhang. This is cool. Okay. That's not in the other one. It's only in the steelbook. There it goes. All right. So Fallout did great. Really good. Really great. Cruise could do anything he wanted. Paramount. We heard for a long time he wanted to do a sequel to Top Gun. So Top Gun Maverick comes out, a film nobody wanted, a film everybody thought would bomb, a film nobody cared about. And through word of mouth, the film made over $1 billion. Spielberg even goes up to him. You can see the video on YouTube. Grabs Tom Cruise by the shoulders. Maybe this was the first time he's really communicated with Cruise since the whole War of the Worlds thing. I don't know. But grabs him and says, "You saved Hollywood. You saved Hollywood." It was one of the only films at that time that had made over $1 billion. Because of the pandemic and everything, nobody was going to the movie theaters. And because of word of mouth, people kept saying, "You got to go see this film. It's really good." And it did. So, it did really well. And of course, that would be Top Gun Maverick. There is a third one being planned. I mean, it's not, I'm hoping that they got a good story. It says, go beyond Mach 10 with behind the scenes bonus featurettes, Blu-ray digital. And this is correct. Absolutely terrific in every conceivable way. Now, the funny thing is, pretty much this is the ending of Star Wars, the original Star Wars, the trench run. They did a Star Wars. And that's really this movie is like a 2-hour trench run. I don't care. I don't care if they looked at the ending of Star Wars and went, we need to make a 2-hour movie on them destroying the Death Star. I don't care because they did it so well. So just Blu-ray in here and the digital. So special features, over 30 minutes of behind-the-scenes special features go deeper into the making of Top Gun Maverick for incredible real-life stunts, pilot training, and more. So, yeah, a lot of this stuff is real. A lot of this is real. If you're going to make a movie with Tom Cruise, if he's flying a plane, you're flying a plane. It's that simple. And the digital movie, you can watch it anywhere. Now, this is from the director from Oblivion, who also did Tron Legacy. I think Tony Scott was going to direct this, but unfortunately he took his life and could not do it, obviously. So the screenplay is by Christopher McQuarrie. Oh, and Ethan Kruger, who did like Scream 3 and a bunch of other films too. So this one is, because it's Jerry Bruckheimer. So it's actually a Don Simpson, Jerry Bruckheimer. Jerry Bruckheimer never changed the name. He just kept it. And of course, this has like Miles Teller, Jennifer Connelly, John Hamm, who's awesome, Glenn Powell, Ed Harris, Val Kilmer. John Hamm is interviewed saying that he was at a party, a Hollywood party with a bunch of celebrities and stuff. And this is years, like a couple of years or whatever before they made this. And Tom Cruise showed up. And John Hamm talked with him and said, I would love to be in one of your movies. Cut to a few years later, his agent gets a call and says, yeah, we'd like to have John Hamm in this film. So he was very happy about that. Almost seemed kind of giddy in the interview. I like John Hamm a lot. So, because I'm a dork, I did pick up this. The 2-movie collection of Top Gun and Top Gun Maverick. I already own Top Gun on Blu-ray. I already own Top Gun Maverick on Blu-ray. It's a double feature. I wanted it. So this side is Top Gun. This side is Top Gun Maverick. And then we got Cruise in the middle from Top Gun Maverick. This is a Blu-ray digital 2-movie collection. I thought it was fun, so I picked it up. So you got Top Gun, Blu-ray, Top Gun Maverick, Blu-ray. Here's its digital. Special features, Top Gun. It looks like a lot from the other film. like the other Blu-rays. So Legacy of Top Gun, Danger Zone, the making of Top Gun, commentary by filmmakers and naval experts, the best of the best, inside the real Top Gun, survival training, and more. Special features for Top Gun Maverick. Oh, Top Gun was PG. Top Gun Maverick is PG-13. Special features, cleared for takeoff, breaking new ground, love letter to aviation. Yeah, Tom Cruise is a huge airplane fan. Huge. Forging the Dark Star, and music videos. So this one had the big song by Berlin, Take My Breath Away. This had Lady Gaga, and that music video went nowhere. It's not a bad song, but it went nowhere. The film was a huge hit, but that music video was not. And our last one. Or maybe it did do well. I don't know. I know it wasn't as big as the Berlin song. And our last one here is very disappointing. The film technically bombed. It was released during the month of, it was like Indiana Jones, Sound of Freedom, which nobody expected to make money. Then there was Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning Part 1. And then right after that was Barbenheimer. So Barbie and Oppenheimer. Indiana Jones bombed. Sound of Freedom did great. And of course, Barbie made over $1 billion, and Oppenheimer did really good and eventually won Best Film. In the middle was Mission Impossible, and it just got lost. It had to make back, I think it was the most expensive one out of all the Mission Impossible films. Indiana Jones needed to make like 3 times its budget back because it was really expensive because of reshoots and everything. Mission Impossible had to, I believe, also make around like 3 times its budget back because of COVID, and they had to keep delaying, and they paid the cast and crew. So it is one of the most expensive movies ever made, if not the, I think it's the most expensive Mission Impossible movie. I loved it, but it's not my favorite. They are doing, they're doing Mission Impossible 8 because Dead Reckoning is part 7. But they're not calling it Dead Reckoning. It's not called Part 2. I have a feeling the very beginning of it, they're just going to pretty much wrap up Dead Reckoning before the credits and then do like a whole new movie. That's my theory. I haven't heard anything else on it. So if you go, definitely pick this up, because Dead Reckoning Part 1, if you watch this on Paramount, it just says Dead Reckoning. There is no Part 1. They removed that from... No, it says Part 1 in the movie, but the thumbnail just says Dead Reckoning because it'd be too expensive to take off the Part 1 in the movie. So the thumbnail is just Dead Reckoning. This is very disappointing that it bombed so bad. It's really good. It's got one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard. I listen to this soundtrack all the time. I would play it in my car a lot. It has everything in it. There are things that bother me. I don't want to get into spoilers, but what happens with Rebecca Ferguson, I don't buy. I'm not a fan of the villain, really. I think he's kind of a weak villain. The main villain is AI, which this film was made 2 years prior to it coming out. And AI wasn't as big of a deal as it is right now. So I think people got tired of AI. Everybody also saw the motorcycle stunt with him then parachuting about 1,000 times. So I think this was it just didn't click with the audience. It was maybe too much. It was almost 3 hours. People don't want to see a Part 1. Kevin Costner has a Western coming out that is a Part 1. And I don't know if that's a mistake or not. I do want to see it, but it might be a mistake. Certified Fresh, go inside the stunts and more. But I do highly recommend watching this. Even with its flaws, I do think some of the Mission Impossible films almost run 2.5 hours. If you can't do one movie, Dead Reckoning, in 2.5 hours or even 3 hours, I think that's a problem. They should have just written this as one movie, and it probably would have done better. So but if you like the films, pick this up, because you never know down the road when they re-release this, and when the new movie comes out, it's probably not going to say part one on the box. So the Blu-ray special features, Blu-ray, wait, yeah, Blu-ray special features, Blu-ray film, and special features. And there's the digital. So on this, over 30 minutes of special features, commentary with Christopher Corey, the director and the editor, plus go inside the incredible stunts, exotic locations, and more. And it tells you how to use the code. So it's a train scene. That's that motorcycle scene of him going off the mountain. Rebecca Ferguson, love this scene. This car chase here with Haley Atwell, who was Agent Carter, is amazing. This car chase here, it's like a 20-minute car chase. Vanessa Kirby, who plays the Black Widow. I'm sorry, White Widow. She plays the White Widow. She's going to be in the new Fantastic Four film, I believe. And yeah, this is a Tom Cruise production. Written by Christopher McQuarrie. Produced by Tom Cruise and Christopher McQuarrie. So definitely worth watching. If you're going to have a marathon, you're not going to be, disappointed with any of these. So that is it, man. That's everything that I have for right now. There it goes. So something new comes out. So, maybe the digibooks or something. But okay, we're not going to recap because there's way too many. This video is probably way too long as it is. But if you made it to the end, I thank you very much. I really do appreciate that. The next video for Tom Cruise are going to be basically like my collection of his like VHS tapes, magazines, props, things like that will be in there. Funko Pops, those will all be in there. So just be my collection of Tom Cruise stuff. So that will come up the following week, probably. So, okay. All right. Thank you very much, everybody. I appreciate you watching. If you want, put down below, what are your favorite Tom Cruise movies? And let me know. I'm always interested in what people think. I disliked The Mummy when I first saw it, and now I like it. So it's one of those things. But okay, I will talk to you soon, and I will see you on the next video. All right. Bye.